When it comes to learning the front lever, building up the strength to progress past the tuck front lever can be a real challenge. This is where dynamic exercises come into their own, and the tuck front lever raise allows us to do this in a way that strengthens the main tenets of the full front lever, but it can be tricky to do, especially if we want to use it to build a strong base for future front lever progressions. So that's what we're going to be going through today, a full tuck front lever raise tutorial. Let's get into it. How you doing, Cali Crowd? Welcome back to the channel that makes calisthenics simple. I want to start off by explaining why the tuck front lever raise is such an important exercise. Dynamic movements are actually really useful for building strength towards static skills. We've spoken about how bent arm exercises bolster overall capacity and conditioning for straight arm work, but dynamic movements with straight arms take this one step further, all because of what's going on at the shoulder. To the untrained eye, the tuck front lever raise may seem like a core exercise, especially given its similar appearance to knee raises, but we actually primarily work the shoulders, with the main demand being on downward rotation of the scapula. It's us driving the arms downwards that allows for us to hold the rest of our body up in a full front lever, and the tuck front lever raise helps us regress this pattern. So let's go through some form cues, because as with all exercise, the main thing that we want to be conscious of is why we're doing this exercise in the first place. What is the main goal we're looking to achieve here? We want to build up the strength to full front lever, so we're looking for straight arms shoulder width apart. Visualizing bending the bar encourages lat engagement and shores up the lockout at the elbows to be maintained throughout the rep. We want to set our tuck front lever as a starting position, so hips in line with shoulders, knees tucked in as much or as little as your strength allows, scapula depressed. From here, we visualize driving the hands downwards while maintaining the distance between your shoulders and your ears. We also want to do our best to not alter the position of our spine, torso or legs. This may take some getting used to, so be sure to film yourself so you're fully aware of what you're doing. In terms of range of motion, this can be up to you. Strength is gained through the range trained, so using full 180 degrees range of motion would allow for greater scope of strength over the long term. That being said, we also need to be specific if we want to build strength for a higher end skill such as the front lever, where the biggest demands come when we lower to that horizontal position. To kill two birds, we can go through full range of motion with a slight pause when we reach that desired horizontal, just to make sure we're spending more time where we want to gain strength. For this exercise, we can use either a straight bar or rings, depending on what you prefer. A bar will provide more stability but will limit the range of motion you can achieve at the top of the rep. And rings give you that range but may encourage you to cheat by twisting the hands to more of a neutral position or bending the arms altogether. I cannot stress just how challenging the tuck front lever is to get right, at least initially. So let's go through some ways that we can regress this exercise if we need to. It goes without saying that a solid tuck front lever is a must, and I would recommend that your tuck front lever hits 15 to 20 seconds before even considering the tuck front lever raise. Driving movement with straight arms can be hard in the elbows as well, so I suggest starting by using the scapular pull-up, aiming to get to a point where you can get your lower chest past the point of your hands. Once you get past these steps, you can start progressing towards tuck front lever raise negatives. Here, we're looking to jump into this inverted tuck front lever position and slowly lower down over a 7 to 15 second period. The tuck front lever raise can also be progressed simply by extending the legs. The advanced tuck front lever raise holds all of the same properties we just went through, but again, the key is to keep in mind that we want to be holding this position throughout the rep. If you struggle with this, we can perform an easy variation on the way up and a harder variation on the way down, considering that we're significantly stronger in the eccentric portion of a movement. Just remember that we want to be in full control of what's going on at the shoulder. Crowd, the tuck front lever raise is an example of how we can use dynamic movements to bolster our ability to perform extremely high level static skills. And if you want to learn how to use this as part of a comprehensive training program, then check out this video right here.